My name is Tamera Barrett, and I'm running for District Court Judge. And I'm from Hot Springs, Arkansas. I was born here. I was born in the old St. Joseph Hospital. I started school at Lake Hamilton. I went there my whole life, graduated from Lake Hamilton. My father coached there for 38 years, along with at Caddo Hills and a few years at Fountain Lake. But I did graduate from Lake Hamilton. It was very early on that I decided that I wanted to be a lawyer. I had a good friend of mine, my best friend Lynn Tate. We grew up just 2 streets apart, and when we were 9 or 10, you'd still play and pretend, and she just said that she wanted to be a doctor, and I said I wanted to be a lawyer. And she became a radiologist, a doctor, and I became an attorney. So it was very early on that I decided that that is what I wanted to do. And I think the reason for that is when there was ever an unfairness, or every kid rode the bus back then. So I caught the bus at 7:15 every morning out in front of my house, and that's kind of like a microcosm of the world on the bus. It's survival of the fittest, and oftentimes there would be kids being picked on, and I just could not stand it. And I would always stand up and defend that child, and I would sit with them when nobody else would, and it was always just instilled in me that right is right and wrong is wrong, and there's no in between. And if you do not stand up for right, then you're standing up for wrong. My father always encouraged me to be honest and straightforward and do what is right, and so I think that is the reason that I knew very early on that being a lawyer is what I wanted to do, and it never wavered. That's always what I wanted to do. So after I graduated from high school, I played a year of basketball at UALR, and then I needed to work, really, so I quit playing basketball, and then I started working full-time and going to school at UALR, and I graduated from UALR with a bachelor's degree in English and psychology. I had worked so much full-time in school that I did not go straight into law school. I spent 3 years on an OSHA grant, Occupational Safety and Health grant, working for the Labor Education Program, going into unions and doing OSHA training for unions. I traveled a 5-state region and did OSHA training. And I traveled all the time, and I got really tired of the travel, and I decided it was time for me to get back on path and go to law school. So I applied to law school in Fayetteville and got accepted, and I started in the fall of 1991. And so I went to law school, and my first job out of law school was tracking bills for the legislature in Little Rock. They were in session, so I did that, and then I worked for the Workers' Comp Commission for a couple of years as a legal advisor. I started my practice in January of 1997 back home here in Hot Springs, and the following year, June of 1998, I was hired on as a part-time public defender, and since that time I have continued to be a part-time public defender. And what that means is I have been in circuit court, I have been in district court, I've even served as a federal public defender during that time for a short period. So I have been in all the courts, but the one court that I have kept coming back to has been district court. I like the court, I like the pace of the court. We move 30 to 40,000 cases a year through that court. You see all kinds of people, you see all kinds of histories, and if you don't know, there are 2 divisions in district court. There's Division 1 and Division 2. They're both part-time positions, soon to go full-time. And the position I'm running for is what they call an open seat. An incumbent is not running. It is the seat held by Judge Schweitzer, and he passed, and his daughter was appointed, and once you've been appointed, you cannot run. And so her term is ending. I have been down in that court for 21 years. I feel very passionately about the work that we do down there, and by the work I mean the people that we touch, the lives that we change through VA court, DWI court, drug court, and the mental health court that we're still working on. Every person, if you ever go to court, you're probably going to start out going to district court. Very few people start out in circuit court. If you have a felony, you'll start in district court. If it remains a felony, you will be transferred to circuit court. Most people will go have their first court experience, whether it's a traffic violation, an ordinance violation, a small claims, a speeding ticket, shoplifting, misdemeanor crimes such as harassment, violation of a no contact order, any of those, they're all going to be in district court. Like I said, we move a huge number of cases through district court. As a part-time public defender, I handle approximately 1,500 cases a year, which if you do the math means over the last 20 years, I have handled approximately 30,000 cases in district court. And because it does move at such a strong pace and you do handle such a wide variety of cases, I think it's very important that the electorate understand that you have to be experienced with these cases down here. But what is important is to understand that many people that come through district court are there because of addiction. Addiction is a huge problem in Garland County, and I've seen that grow over my 21 years of practicing here. It started out, I can remember hearing meth for the first time, and then it became ice and crack and prescription pills, and now we're hearing heroin. I mean, it has just grown and grown. The epidemic is amazing, and the negative effect it has on our community is amazing. And research has shown nationwide that just sticking them in jail and churning them through the system is not helping protect our public. What it's doing is it is creating a huge financial burden on the taxpayer. So what many states are doing and Garland County is following is if we can get them when they first come into the system and provide them with help early on, what we can do is nip it in the bud then, and we don't have them for the next 25 years. We may have them for 6 months, but if we can provide them with a GED, get them technical training, get them mental health assistance, get them rehabilitation, you're spending some time on the front end, but you're not spending the next 25 years on the tail end in and out of the system. So it's very important to start following the research and do what is going to help Garland County. The reason that I want to run is because I have been there for 21 years. I understand the epidemic. I see it every day. I talk to these people face to face every day. A lot of people have asked me, since I'm a defense attorney, would I be soft on crime? And the response to that is a resounding no. Like I said, I was raised knowing right from right and wrong from wrong. And if these people are early on in the system given an opportunity to change and they don't take that opportunity and they keep coming back, there's only one place for people like that, and that will be jail. But if they are open to turning their life around because their mom or dad were addicts or in prison or they were on the street at an early age, those people are still valuable to our society and should be treated as such. I believe that every human life has value, and if we can help that person and keep them out of the system and save the taxpayers that money, then that's what we should do. I feel passionately about what Garland County can be helped from district court. District court is critical. This position is critical to everybody in Garland County, whether it's you, your child, a friend, a cousin, somebody's going to come into court. And you want to know that you have a judge that understands all the options, that understands how it works, that cares deeply about this community and wants to see it made safer. Those are all the things that I stand for. I'm raising a family here. I am from here. I want to see Garland County safe. I want to see it healthy, and I want to see it productive. And I am the candidate that will put everything I have into seeing those goals met. Hi, I'm Tamera Barrett, and I'm running for District Court Judge.
I'm Tommy Barrett, and I approve this message.